Picture this. A recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. I'm looking at Young Indiana Jones Chronicles on the Nintendo Entertainment System. And, well, he looks like Charles Gray, looks nothing like Harrison Ford, even if it was old. No, just no, anyway. How have you all been? Another week has passed and another month we are in. I know. I've been taking some downtime to get my head together and stuff. Mental health is very real, and I just needed to get mine in check. So, sorry about the delay, but we're back, and with this game, which I've never played before. Well, I say that, I've played it for about 10 minutes prior to doing this run, and the reason that the original footage didn't get done is because, for some reason, the colours all went doolally through my capture unit. So, I've got it working now, and yeah, so this is Indiana Jones, or Young Indiana Jones. But to be fair, unless he's got his hat, you don't really, there's no connection really to Indiana Jones at all. I suppose once you get you do start with his whip. I guess that's something else. But weird you don't start with the hat though. So anyway, we're going to look at the usual criteria, which is graphics, sound, playability, age rating, and all that kind of stuff that you've come to love. And also, bit of a news, the Dungeon of Drax, the vault is almost ready to open and receive new souls. Yes, for those of you unfamiliar with the Dungeon of Drax, basically it is the room 101 of retro gaming hell. So yes, and I will be taking submissions, so if anyone's got a suggestion for a really, really crap game for me to look at and throw it into the Dungeon of Drax, then let me know in the comments, because I would love to hear what you've got to say and what games really, really make you mad. And why did I just drop out of the sky? That was okay, that was a bit strange. Anyway, now this game is, how shall we say, a challenge. Yeah, that's a polite way of putting it. But we're going to go through that as we go. So here we are. So you play as Indy, obviously. And you can go around and you can collect various weapons and gold bars and stuff like that while defeating these Mexican chaps. Now, there's a bit of a weird glitch where if you go off the screen and then come back on, the enemies that or the horse, for example, there, that was a second ago, basically you can sort of reset him and he'll disappear completely. If not, he'll charge at you and then you've got to basically jump over him. Otherwise, you lose one of those precious little health thingy-majigs. So, yeah, you have 2 hit points, basically, or, well, I suppose 3 if you like. The hat is your first sort of milestone. Your weapon is your second, and then your third, you're out if you get hit again. So that's the way it works. Different, and you see there, I just lost my hat. So in the top, let's have a look at the UI actually while we're thinking about it. Top left hand corner you can see my lives, which is denoted by Indy's hat, and then the weapon next to it, and then you've got 2 vacant slots, which one is for his hat and the other one is for oh dear, now I can only punch. Great stuff. So yeah, various things do have various results, I should say. Now I'm not going to get this done because this is an absolute, for a first sort of boss encounter, it's a real pig. That happens a lot. You can expect to rerun the fun many, many times in this game. I do like the fact it just looks like the Terminator without his hat. It's a bit strange, really, but hey, never mind. I like the fact you can use the scenery to here we go. Horse is chasing me, and up we go. He will now disappear. So now we've got the rifle, which is great. So, bit of ranged combat now. The graphics themselves aren't too bad, but there's no sort of, I mean, it looks like he's wearing shades. It's a very sort of, yeah, and now I can only punch again. there are some flaws in this game, ladies and gents, which we will try and get through and cover in the time that we've got. But yes, control-wise, let's go through them, shall we? You can run left and right. It scrolls both ways, which is nice. Up doesn't do anything, and down, if you're on a ledge or anything like that and you want to go downwards, you can just hit the downwards button and the jump button, and then you will get yourself dropping down on ledges. So I'm going to try the grenades this time to see if we can get any further. Grenades are probably the most powerful weapon that I've come across so far. They do the most amount of damage, which I suppose, you know, that's true to life. The gold bars that you collect, I don't know if those are just point scorers or whether they actually serve a purpose, but I haven't found one if there is. And those cannonballs, by the way, are really bloody annoying. So here we are, this is the boss fight. First of all, you need to take the cannons out, which that's worked quite well. Now you'll get these dudes come in and... oh, pants. They'll come in and... Now I got punch again. Right, so those come in and then this guy just slaughters you mercilessly. Yeah. He does jump down and actually engage in combat, but... yeah. This is one of those games that you're either really going to enjoy or it's going to piss you off rotten, but... yes. Which one do you think it's doing for me? Let's put it this way, I'm not reviewing this again. It very nearly became a dungeon candidate, I have to say. If it wasn't for the actual, actually quite good gameplay, then I probably would have slaughtered it and sacrificed it to the gods of crap. But yeah, I'll take you through as much as I can in the time that we've got, which is about sort of 15 minutes-ish. So we'll do what we can. Now, the sound, you'd think, oh, the music's actually alright. But then you realise that it's like a 20-second loop. And, yeah, it's not quite so fun then. Oh, yeah. And you got, the thing is, you sort of make mistakes like that as well. You think, oh, he's just going to try and shoot me. But no, he lobs a grenade on your head. So that's not good. Not good at all. But it's just it's a very weird dynamic, really. And I also had a look at the SNES version of Indiana Jones, which was actually quite solid until the point where, well, we'll leave that for another day. Levels are quite short as well, I've noticed, which is either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your perspective of games. Now, he's going to try and shoot me from up there, and then he will actually jump down. There we go. So I'm going to throw a grenade at him. And I'm going to try again. Oh, I hate this boss. I really, really hate him, because this happens a lot. Yeah, expect to see that start bit of the screen a lot, especially if you're new to the game and trying to get on with it. But it has its charms, you know. Plus side graphics are quite nice, the animations are quite smooth, and sometimes I think that they should have maybe made Indy a slightly better shade of colour. He kind of blends in a little bit. You see there, the vanishing horse trick by Indiana Jones. But yeah, it's got its charms, but they're just not enough, really. I'm afraid it's a shame. Having a like a 30-second loop of audio isn't brilliant. I mean, it's better than something, and you can turn it off in the options. So you know, we're not all lost here. We can remedy that by just switching it off. But why would you want to? Because it's, you know, music's part of the game, isn't it, really, at the end of the day? And you really want to sort of make the most out of your gaming experience. Sometimes that just doesn't happen, and it's games like this. But then you get games with absolutely rotten soundtracks that don't give you the option to turn the music off, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really, isn't it? But yeah, the rest of the sound effects are okay, you know, it's your standard Nintendo sort of sounds anyway. But yeah, difficulty-wise, this game is a pig. It can be very frustrating. And just a hint, don't continue on level 1. Right? So if you've got to the stage 2, the second stage of this level, don't reset it, or continue it, I should say, sorry. Don't reset your game by continuing it, because that's exactly what will happen. You will reset to the start of level 1. Not even the second part of level 1. The actual... oh, bloody hell, I killed him. Hey, what's that about? So yeah, I'm not actually doing this bit now. Indy's rescuing ladies and whatever the hell that is. It looks like a ninja. It's probably an old man though, isn't it? It does follow no plot whatsoever. So, you know, and he looks like a farmer. Excellent. Well done, the art department, who decided to make Indy into Farmer Giles, or Farmer Jones in this case. But I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that actually really enjoy this game. And if you're one of them, let me know in the comments. What endeared you to this game? Why did you enjoy it? I think for me, it's more the fact that everything runs quite smoothly. And there's shades of Castlevania in there, isn't there, really? It's a shame that the whip wasn't used more. That would have been quite cool if we'd been able to like, hang on to stuff and bits and pieces. So, yes. Yes, you can crawl as well. Duck does that as well, and you can sort of slide your way across. But it's... I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day, folks. I think for the time that it was out, it might have been alright. But by today's standards, and we can't measure games on today's standards, can we? Because that's so unfair. But playing it now with a retro gaming mind, it's not something I would have particularly enjoyed. I think very frustrated. Castlevania, as you know, one of my favourite NES games, and now I've lost my light. How the hell did that happen? Great. Now I'm literally playing in the dark. Yeah. What the... How do I get down? Oh, we just jump through there. Okay, fine. And there's a bat flying around there as well. So, absolutely no indication of where to go now because we've got no light. This is probably another one of the... Oh, I started climbing up to something and what the hell was that? I can't get back up, whatever it was. So, replay value on this game. I suppose it has replay value because you probably want to get even closer to the end of a level or end of a stage just so that you can say you've completed it. There's not many levels. It's quite a short game in total, but you know, I suppose coming off the back of an Indiana Jones franchise, you're going to try and do the best you can with what you've got. Unfortunately, it just falls just a little bit flat for me, unfortunately. Age range, well, I would say probably more advanced players because young players will find this incredibly difficult. But on the whole, it's you know, it's playable. And that's probably about the best I can say about it, unfortunately. And I just fell off there. Spike's instant death, you kind of expect that. But hey, there we go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the review. I'm going to be back very soon with a dungeon entry. Yes, I've just got to tweak the intro just slightly, and then we're in business for the vault to be opened and receive evil. Or utter shite, depending on which you think is best. But yes, all the worst games in history will be dropped into the Dungeon of Drax very, very soon. So look out for that one. I've already got a candidate coming up for that one. So until next time, my friends, you keep it retro. And until then, it's bye for now. Ta-da!
Incoming transmission.